everybody. Happy Tuesday. We're going to pop on here. I'm just going to get my laptop going so I can see your comments. Today we're going to be playing with the Stampin' Up! Coffee Cafe, and we're going to make a fancy fold card. So this will be the stamp set, Coffee Cafe. It's one of my favorites. It is from the annual catalog, but I think it's time to bring it back and start playing with it. A lot of the time we tend to get so focused on the new catalogs and we can forget kind of some of these awesome products that we have. So today we're going to play with that. I'm just going to get this a little bit brighter here. Oh, not that one. Oh, goodness. Hold on one second here, guys. Okay. Hopefully that's okay. All right. So today we're going to work on, it's called a gatefold card. So it's pretty simple in regards to fancy folds, but it's just something a little bit different than your standard fold the piece of paper in half. We're still going to start, I'm just grabbing my Simply Scored board, sorry. We're going to start with the same as always, your standard card base, okay? 5.5 by 8.5, super, super simple. And then we're going to score, hopefully you can see that okay. Yeah, you can see that. Hi, Jamie. So I've already marked, the Simply Scored board does come with these guys that just make it go a little bit faster. So I'm going to score it at 2 1/8 and 6 3/8. That's this guy right here. This guy right here. Perfect. And that's all I need that for. So you could also use it if you have the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. That works pretty much the same way. You can just use the score tool rather than the cut blade for that. Now I've already gone ahead and cut my layers out just to kind of move things along. So my first layer, these are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, 2 of them. And then my second layer, this adorable little DSP. So this is the matching DSP for the coffee break suite. This is 1 3/4 by 5 inches. So nothing too fancy. Now, I'm just gonna put that aside for now and we're gonna kind of do some of the stamping first and get some big shotting going on. So, I'm just using scraps today and we're just gonna throw down. So in this stamp set it is photopolymer, which is fantastic. I love the photopolymer and I'm definitely more drawn towards it when I pick out stamp sets. I saw this stamp set. We got this catalog. I went to On Stage last April in Calgary, of course, being that that's where I live. And as soon as I saw this, I knew I needed the whole bundle, even down to the elements that we're going to use today. So I'm just using my crumb cake ink to match my crumb cake paper. And I'm just going to do the coffee cup, just to give it a little bit of a shadow when I go to cut it out. In theory, you could just cut it out as is. I just find this makes it pop a little bit more. Now we're gonna do the lid here. The lid has a bit of a vintage look for it, so if you feel like there's some spots that aren't getting, that's totally normal, don't be surprised. As you can see, it has a bit of lighter shading in there. All right. And while we have the stamps and ink out, I'm going to grab a little scrap of Soft Sky, and I'm going to do the whipped cream, and I'm going to do, this would be like what the coffee sleeve would be, and we're going to make that into a cupcake, which will be super adorable. So I'm going to do both of these, look at that, let's use the same block. I'm going to do both of these stamping in Soft Sky as well. Now this will be the coffee sleeve for the coffee cup. This is not going together, but we're gonna make the cupcake. This is gonna be the frosting, this little whipped cream sploosh, let's call it. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna bring in our big shot. And I'm definitely gonna use the magnetic platform today to get those going. So these are the coffee cup framelit dies. They have a little bit of everything. They even have a little, like, what we do Starbucks coffee stopper, so your coffee doesn't overspill when you're in the car driving. So we're gonna grab the sleeve, the lid, the coffee cup, and the whipped cream. There also is a version so that you can do kind of a like frappuccino with a lid there. This cuts off coffee beans that matches the DSP, and this little coffee cup here also cuts out DSP. So this is a very, very good set to have. All right. Okay. So, I do see a few other people are joining us. Thanks for coming on. Feel free to say hey, just so I can see you're watching. It doesn't, if I miss you first, come on, it doesn't tell me who's watching me. So feel free to say hi, tell me how your night's going. For some of you, I'm sure in BC watching, it's dinner time, so hopefully you're still on here. All right. So you can do those guys first. So definitely need your magnetic plate for this, otherwise you are going to cut Lord only knows what. Alright, crank that bad boy through. And now we're going to do the sleeve and the whipped cream. Jamie, is this a bundle that you have? Have you played much with this, or have you done gatefold cards? I'm part of a team in BC. I used to live in Vancouver when I kind of decided to get into Stampin' Up. And so my team is primarily there. And right now they're doing, what would you call it? Twice a month they're doing kind of creative challenges. And as you can imagine, our team is quite large and quite busy, so I offered to help out with designing some of those challenges just to help out everybody so everyone can work on their own jobs. So this last little bit, I decided we were going to do fancy folds, because it seems that so often we get stuck on having these super complex, difficult cards when really we could make them look that way without making them hard, just by maybe changing things up a bit. So now I'm going to take, this is my early espresso cardstock, and this cute little guy, it makes like a corrugated coffee sleeve, but I'm going to use it for my cupcake liner as a base, just because I think that texture is perfect. Alright, and that's it for the big shot, so get that out of your way. Okay, and that is what that guy makes. Isn't that adorable? So it just has some rib texture. Hi, Corey. How are you doing? Okay, so easy peasy. Isn't this adorable? Now we're going to build our coffee cup. Just going to use some snail on this guy here. Line it up. And then let's take a look here. Sorry, I'm just looking at your comments because my computer just froze. So hold on 1 second. Okay, super easy. Then I'm going to attach this part here. Two options, I guess. You could do snail, you could do glue dots, you could do Tombow, kind of whatever you want to use. I just have snail out, so that's what we're going to use today. And just line it up to make it look. Okay, how cute is that little coffee cup? This is gonna make me want coffee, and it's definitely 7 o'clock at night. Well, hey, tonight's my Friday. Maybe I'll get wild and have coffee at 7 o'clock at night. You never know. So I'm just putting some snail on my whipped cream, and I'm gonna attach it here to what will be my cupcake. Put that guy down. Okay. Perfect. So then I'm going to come in here and grab, these are the corrugated elements. They're so stinking adorable, guys. There's a little tag that you can use. There's an oval, which matches one of the stamps. I'm going to get out at least one heart, possibly two today. Because since I can't do a Starbucks logo, we are going to do a little heart logo. Right in the middle of our coffee cup. This card that we're making today doesn't necessarily have a theme. It's basically just going to be one that you could give to friends just to say, hey, thinking about you. Or maybe just one to mail out. I saw on Facebook the other day this lady's doing Mail a Card Monday where she's mailing out a card every Monday. And I absolutely loved the idea. I'm really bad even for this. I make cards and I don't send them. So maybe I'll have to start working on that. Just putting a cute little rhinestone on that heart there. Now we're going to bring back in our layers here. And we're going to snail these guys down. I find the hardest part when I'm using this DSP is picking which side to use because it's honestly gorgeous. Like, look at that wood texture. This has like really nice, what would be, I guess, cocoa beans to make the coffee out of. But I just thought these guys were super, super cute. So just gonna line that up. And another one. And this is, so once you know the technique of cards like this, like fancy fold, you can really use any set. I just did that backwards. That's fine. Okay, let's do this. You just simply change up your DSP, change up your sentiment, change up your 3D element. Maybe you use, I don't know, a punch, Foxy Friends, something like that. Does not have to always be the same. I think so often we try to reinvent the wheel. And really, we've already done the wheel. So once you know your basic templates that you really enjoy, change them up. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my card base back in here, and now we're gonna grab our bone folder. I'm leaving this one upside down just because it has snail on it. And you are simply, I want it to go that way, going to fold the crease lines. And they'll meet up right in the middle. And this does fit the standard size envelope, so no need to worry there. And then you're just gonna take your panels. One. Oh, I have some adhesive on my mat there. That's okay. And two. Okay, so super simple, right? Easy peasy. It's kind of like a refrigerator. Easy, easy. Now, before we get too crazy here, I'm gonna do the inside of the card and then put back together the outside. So, I'm just bringing in a piece of Whisper White. It's going to be 5 1/4 by 4, and this will be the inside of my card. I really, really personally prefer to write on white. So that's what we're gonna do. So this little sentiment I'm going to use in the early espresso just to tie in the dark of the cupcake on the front. So give that a good ink. Also, I find when I just send cards for no reason, sometimes I have a really hard time thinking of a little love note. So this will take care of that for you. And then I'm also going to grab these cute little coffee beans that are just way too adorable and do those in the early espresso and stamp that right near the bottom. Oh, I got a bit of a layer there. You know what? Let's just redo that. That's the beauty of paper, double-sided, because I missed a bit of the D anyways. I think this ink pad needs to be re-inked a little bit. Happiness is a cup of coffee shared with a friend. Isn't it ever? And it kind of has a vintage look to it. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. And where's my little coffee beans? Perfect. So there's the little coffee beans. I know it's kind of hard to tell on my screen there. And then I'm going to put some snail on this guy. And right there in the middle. Perfect. Now we're gonna go back to the front. And the big key about this, so what we're gonna do essentially is adhere a coffee cup to hold it down, as well as a little cupcake. You wanna make sure that however it opens, that your two elements are attached on the same side. Otherwise, you're gonna run into a problem where you can't actually open the card with it. So I'm gonna use dimensionals just to show you guys a little bit better kind of what I'm trying to say. So put your adhesive as much as you can on the one side that you know you want it overlapping on. Perfect. And you can hold it shut to get the idea because there's only adhesive on the side. So that's right about there. And then this little guy, I'm trying to think how I want him. All right, so then my little cupcake. So see, if I attach it to this side, you're never gonna get the card open. It's gonna turn into a hot mess. So make sure there's no adhesive hanging over on that guy. This guy we'll put down like that. Ta-da! How adorable is that, guys? So that is your simple Coffee Cafe Fancy Fold. And when they open it up, you can write your little message there, and it has a little saying. You could even put a gift card holder in there if you need it, and it fits a standard envelope, just goes in that way. So this one doesn't have a sentiment, just for something a little bit different. I honestly didn't think it needed one. So with that being said, this is the bundle that I was looking at tonight, the Coffee Break Suite. Honestly, I don't know why people wouldn't have it, but this is the DSP, this is the stamp set, and the matching framelits. If you get the framelits and the matching DSP, the matching framelits and the stamp set, there is a bundle for $59.25. You're gonna wanna hit $60 to get that celebration item for free. So add the corrugated elements, they're only $4.75. So if you get the stamp set, the framelits, and the elements, you're good to go, and you've earned yourself a free celebration item. And if that wasn't enough, if you order, let's say until 10 o'clock tomorrow night using the hostess code here, I will send you all of the supplies to make this adorable fancy fold card. All right, guys, have a great night. Thanks, Corey. Bye.